Okay, we should be back now. Sorry about that. Let me know if you guys can see and hear everything. We should be back. Can you guys see me? Music feels very quiet. A lot quieter than normal. You see. Alright, anyone else? Because we're going to get an ad in about 3 minutes. Let me jump to a different song, see if it's maybe just the song itself. That feels very quiet. Is that really quiet for you guys? Like, quieter than it was? You hear only me. Yeah, that's my normal starting volume. Normally I get it down to here. Okay, well hopefully that should be back to the normal volume. I don't know why it seemed quieter. I don't know. Sounds okay. That's the important part. Alright. So as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by the computer deciding to die on me, is that you start with the, like the basic description, you know, like, removes all senses from someone. Then you gotta come up with the specifics, the specific game effects of that, and what that would mean. In most situations, that's gonna be something like, you know, what penalties there are, what bonuses there are, that kind of thing. But also, don't make it overcomplicated. If a spell is too complicated for someone to use in play, then, or as a setup, like, you could have spells that are really only there for setup purposes in terms of, like, you know, this explains why the castle is flying kind of thing. But also you gotta make sure that it's not so good that it's, you know, overpowered compared to the existing spells and stuff like that. But you need to come up with the mechanics. And the specific mechanics. Come up with 12 of these little guys. Computer casted personal spite upon me, yeah. And it's the second time it's crashed that way, where it's just a black screen. Before, I was getting blue screens, and I got a blue screen earlier today when I was just watching something on VLC. I really didn't even have anything else running at the time. Like the browser was open in the background, but that was it. Like, if it happened more often when I was doing intensive stuff, I would get it, but it doesn't do that. It's some sort of, like... There is some call that's being made that is going to the wrong place at some point. It's very annoying. So yeah, I do think that I need to get the computer upgraded sooner rather than later at this point, because it does feel like it's happening more often. Like, for a while there, it would only happen like once a week, but now... I mean, it happened last Wednesday during the exact same, Wednesday LEGO stream, so... But then again, all I had during the... Like, I don't even know that I've had any, like, crashes during the Dragon Quest game. Dragon Quest streams. Like, I had a driver crash last time, but... And that took out that did take out the game, but I just restarted the game and we were back up and running, so... I don't know. It is extremely frustrating. I do deeply, deeply dislike that it is happening. So with this next one, it looks like we're alternating up and down once we put them on. Camera eats more than the game does? It shouldn't. And I'm not even actually... Like, I'm pretty sure it's an incompatibility with the capture card. Now, that said, I'm not actually using my capture card right now. I guess I could pull that out and see if that continues to happen. Just put it away for now. See if it persists. I suppose I should do that because I'm not playing a Switch game, and I'm not terribly likely to play a Switch game on stream or recording in the immediate future. Because I'm pretty sure it's an incompatibility between my capture card, which is a really good capture card, and the video card, so... I don't know. I'll have to think about that. That requires extra effort. That said, the camera is by the same company, so if it's a company thing, the camera could do it. I mean, the fact that I've had this kind of crash during 2 LEGO building streams and I haven't had this kind of crash otherwise does make me a little suspicious that might be related. I don't know. I do not know. I hate computers. I really do. I hate computers at this point. They suck. That's why I got out of IT. I have, and I do periodically, and I occasionally find some people who are having the same problems. But again, like, there's very little specifics. It's just an issue with the video card and the driver. I suppose I could check to see if there's updates for those drivers. I haven't checked in like a month or two at this point. Like, that's kind of that's one of the frustrating things, is that, like, yeah, there are other people who are having the same issue that I am, but they don't seem to have solved it, or if they did, that solution doesn't work for me, so... I dunno. And we'll check to see if there are driver updates, though. Because that's probably worthwhile. Like I said, I haven't done that in, like, a month or two. Might be a graphics card failing? I don't think so, because it's a fairly new... Like, of all the equipment in there, other than the capture card, it is the newest. Like, I didn't get a top of the line or anything like that. There we go. But again, like, if the graphics card is failing, then I need a new graphics card anyway, and I need a new graphics card because it's because of incompatibility. So, if it is actually failing, it doesn't actually matter. Like, it doesn't mean any different. It doesn't do anything different. The solution is still the same. You gotta upgrade everything. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other at that point. No, newest, yeah, newest can still fail, yes, but it is less likely and stuff like that, so. Oops. But yeah, I mean, like, that, if it's failing, the solution is the same thing anyway, so. Doesn't actually matter. And even if I did find driver updates, like, fix it, like, even if driver updates fix it at some point, I still kind of want to get new stuff anyway. Because I can't upgrade to Windows 11, and Windows 10 is going end of life soon, so I kind of need to do that too. Alright, there we go. Alright, next up we get 12 more that are done the exact same way. Your tech knowledge is almost non-existent. That's fine. I mean, that's why I'm explaining what the situation is. Alright, that's 3. That is 4. Aw, Kinshir, 1,000 bits for new gear. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. That will definitely help. Howdy, Cody. How's it going? Because, yeah, like I said in the in my update video, it's just one of those things of, like, you're going to do one thing, you got to do these other dependent things, and you need to do these other dependent things on that, so might as well just do everything. Speaking of various non-standard 2E stuff earlier, is there mechanics for an... You mean ATL? Addle? I've never seen it spelled with 2 A's in each of the words. The spear thrower, right? I don't think there are rules in, like, combat and tactics. I'm pretty sure there have been rules in some supplement or other, maybe the Complete Barbarian's Handbook, and almost certainly in a Dragon Magazine article. No worries. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page, that's all. Maybe in Mazdaca. I am not as familiar with that, but I would say either, like... I would actually put the Barbarian Handbook as pretty high on the likelihood of it being there. I know I've seen it someplace. Probably multiple places. You're made aware of about 150-ish caves that store millions of pounds of cheese in the U.S.? Yep. The Strategic Cheese Reserve. I mean, to be fair, like, really an Addle is pretty easy to do. I would just take Javelin stats and increase their range. Maybe alter the weapon speed a little bit. Because it is just a spear thrower. You know, it's a projector-type weapon, so... Okay. There we go. Alright, once again, these are alternating up and down. Will certainly damage if enchanted. I mean, one of the fun things about, like, if you have a +1 bow and a +1 arrow, you do get, like, there's still only a +1 weapon for what they can hit, but that is +2 to hit and +2 to damage. Like, if you can get a stock of, you know what? I'm looking at it, and they alternated. Now I want to do that. I'll do that on the next one. It's fine. This one can be unique in that regard. Since you can't really get, like, it's partially to compensate for the fact that you don't get extra damage from, with the exception of some weapons, strength. And specialization and stuff like that. There we go. There is one hydrangea bloom. Now let's do the other one. Alright, so that is that way, so we'll go up. I'd probably just, like, double the distance if I couldn't find actual stats, though. But I'd specifically use javelin damage, not, like, spear damage. Because even though they're called spear throwers, it's really more of a javelin. There we go. 4 left to do. And finally, last one. There we go. Alright, 2 hydrangea blooms. Alright, so which ones are you putting them on? Okay, this one. And, oh. This one, interesting. This has not been even. Let me double check then. Yeah, that is even. Alright. I know the first one was. What would everyone do with millions of pounds of cheese? Eat it? Maybe not all of it. Because it would be too much. You have specialization in javelin, but that's a pylon. Specialization in javelin would not apply to pylum, yes. Technically. Proficiency, at least, would give you familiarity, though. They are different weapons in the D&D game. Oh yeah, also, spare parts from the previous bags. Dark gray 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. Blue 1x1 cylinder plate. Gray 3L bar. Green 1x1 cylinder plate with under clip. And angle bar with stud in black. Have I ever seen anyone use a Ranceur? I have seen almost no one ever use a polearm in my life, with the exception of the Minotaur that we currently have in our party, using a halberd, and of course I gave him a glaive. So, no. I really have not. It's one of the reasons why I do advocate for giving weird weapons on occasion. Especially early magic items. If that warrior has, if that fighter has taken specialization with longsword, perfectly fine to give them a magical rapier as their first weapon. Yeah, I mean the party kind of thing. Because then it creates this actual, this real decision point in any combat. Do I use the weapon that is going to get me like extra attacks, or and a bonus to damage and stuff like that, or do I use this magical weapon? And that's good. That is a good strategic trade-off that it is perfectly reasonable for players to have to deal with. And even later, if you don't want them to be too powerful, start having characters with other weird weapons and stuff like that. Leaves. Turning a new leaf. These green leaves are new elements designed for some of our 2025 sets in the LEGO Botanical series, including the 10-3-42 Pretty Pink Flower Bouquet. Well, part of it is that, like, I was wondering what you were talking about there. Once in a while, you've made a fighter without specialization, so you have more opportunities for magic weapons. So, in second edition, I do think that it is genuinely a bad idea to make a single-class fighter and not specialize, because that is a unique ability of the single-classed fighter, and if you're specifically avoiding it, it's like playing a wizard and not taking spells. Yeah, I'm a wizard, but I don't like to cast spells. Excuse me, what? Kind of thing, but also don't get so hung up on the thing. And if I'm a dungeon master and I have a player who's like, yeah, I want to be weird and I want to specialize in Ranceur, I will make sure that they they'll get magical Ranceurs at some point. So that leaf goes in there. I wouldn't be like, well, you're just never going to get a magical weapon then. Well, that's not a waste. That's the randomness. You can't control that. Play Mutant First Edition with weapon versus armor rules, so you want a variety of weapons. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about polearms, is that oftentimes they do have a variety of weapon types. But I would never penalize a player for trying to be, doing something a little interesting like, yeah, I'd like my character to come from a region where they specifically, they were part of a military and they specifically trained with glaives, and that is what they know. I'll be like, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not going to give you a magical glaive every single combat, but every time a magic weapon would come up, but yeah, you'll get some. I'd make sure of that. But the thing also is that, like, from an objective point of view, long swords and two-handed swords are the best weapons in the game. With some caveats, but more caveats with the two-handed sword than the long sword. One, two, three, four, 5, and 6. Well, you can't have 1835 for a mage. I mean, any exceptional strength is only, and again, that's not a fighter bonus. That's a warrior bonus. So paladins get that too. But paladins and rangers don't get specialization. Neither do multi-classed fighters. And especially if you have not rolled high strength. If you've got, like I knew a guy who played a strength 9 fighter, but he also rolled 18 constitution. And he loved that character, and then the character was killed by the other players when he was absent for a session, and he was not happy. Understandably so. But like, there's a lot of viability in playing different things, and that's very important. At the same time, like if you're not specializing in something, then you are very much like passing up a basic class ability that only you get. Now, at the same time, like if you want to do, like, rather than pass up on specialization entirely, if you want to be a little bit different, absolutely go the route of, I'm specialized in a polearm. I'm specialized in spear. I'm specialized in trident. That's a great way to shake things up. It makes your character a little bit different by default. You're still getting your character ability. Those weapons aren't bad by any means. You're unlikely in some campaigns to even get a magical weapon you have proficiency in before your next weapon proficiency at 3rd level. There's that, and of course with the number of weapon proficiencies that warriors get, it's not entirely unlikely that, if you get a magic weapon, within a couple levels, you'll have an open slot and you can take. You can take that as your weapon. So this goes on here, right up there. You can? There is like punching and wrestling specialization. Combat and Tactics has some pretty good rules for it. Like, not taking specialization, I think, is overlooking your class ability. But like I said, if you want to be different, if you don't want to be I'm just another fighter with a longsword, specialize in something else. Go for it. You could go dual weapon. You could go Like Big Mac didn't want, like, he wanted to be a little different for his character, so he took single weapon style. So he does not use a shield, and he plays his character as, like, you know, a magic shield comes up, he doesn't care. He's never going to have the best armor class, but he's playing a little bit more of the, you know, he's like, I always have a hand free to do something if I need to. Some campaigns, we had a player decide he would specialize in mace late in the campaign because he got a mace of disruption and cleric didn't use maces. Yeah, oh yeah. That'd be fantastic. If you keep your specialization in check, like that is a reasonable thing of, like, I don't want to specialize until I get something that I feel is fantastic. That's fine. I think specialization, other than the attack rate increase, I think the bonus to hit and damage is more important at early levels, but that's fair. I mean, of course, Bahamut, like, of course you could specialize in unarmed combat. Punching or wrestling. Okay, and this one is going over here. Yeah, it had various martial arts rules. Okay, I used the wrong one for one of these. Not for that one. What was the one that I used? Used the wrong one of these for one of these. Not that one. That one. There we go. Wait. Wait a second. Nope. Hold on. Yeah, that is correct. It is this other bigger one that was right in front of my face. That's one that I did wrong. There we go. There we go. Alright, Gildatong, thank you very much for coming on out. Have a good rest of your night. Alright, where were we? We did those, and now we're on this one. And a double stack of candlesticks. Sulks, because your attempt at funny was ruined by D&D rules. I know you were trying to be funny, but still, like, nothing wrong with martial arts and not even just martial arts, but like actual punching and wrestling kind of thing. All right, 3 of these. Okay, 1, 2... Specialize in Throne Goblin. Okay, that is something you couldn't specialize in, yeah. There's 2, and now 3. Are we doing 2 of these? No, we can't do 2 of these. No, alright. It is funny that you tried it and it was ruined, yes. I mean, you can even go unarmed in Daggerfall. It's a terrible idea, but you can do it. There we go. Okay, that is going right there. Some baby's breath there. Okay, we're going straight up for this one. That's why we didn't have a connector. And 3 candlesticks. Baby's breath. Say cheese. The stem's made of tripod elements that were originally designed to help LEGO miniatures steady their cameras. Now they hold bunches of baby's breath. This might be a good time to take a selfie to document your progress. You know, we haven't actually seen this used as a camera tripod in a LEGO set yet. I don't know if that's just because I haven't gotten the right sets, but in the Series 27 collectible minifigs, it's for a telescope. Specialization cheese throwing. I mean, you could specialize in throwing rocks. Like, cheese wouldn't really hurt, so I don't know. There is always the power gamey move of specializing in darts. That is a really good way to ruin your spellbook. A really good way to ruin your spellbook. And there we go. All right. Could be rock cheese. There we go. Some more baby's breath. And that will go right there. All right, so spare parts. We have a bright green 3L bar, a white 7-petal flower, and a dark green 1x1 cylinder plate with bar. Okay, bag number 8. I mean, considering how much damage kitties do, you could specialize in throwing kitties. All right, let's see. 2 of these. connect them up. We are making 2 of these flowers, so there's that, and this one. I mean, you would know what the moon is made out of since you live there, right, Bahamut? So what kind of cheese is it? Blue cheese, the worst cheese? That is most definitely not the worst cheese. Good blue cheese is really good. Okay, and then 3L bars. There we go. Especially in salads. Or on steak. It's good. That's fair. Everyone has different tastes. Everyone has different tastes. Mine are just correct. I mean... I'm actually really disappointed. I haven't actually gotten any blue cheese in a while because the kind my local grocery store carries is just kind of eh. They used to carry a type, and I failed to note down, like, I know what the logo is, but I failed to note down the actual brand. And I'm disappointed because it was really good cheese. It was really good blue cheese. It didn't have a higher salt content, but it tasted saltier, and it was so good. So we're doing 4 of these. I really liked it. I'm very, very sad that they stopped carrying it. That's what I put in salads for quite a while. Then they stopped carrying it, and I switched over to Parmesan. Shredded Parmesan. $24-month aged cheddar. See, I'm not a big cheddar fan, actually. Like, I like cheddar-flavored things, but not cheddar. I've gotten a sandwich at Safeway that has crumbled blue cheese, and you don't mind the blue cheese there because it adds a nice flavor. Yeah. Like, blue cheese is not something that is necessarily good on its own. Like, there are some cheeses where you could just, like, you can just take some and eat it, and it's delicious. But I think blue cheese does add a nice flavor to a lot of other things. Alright, so stud up and stud to the side there. I also like Swiss and mozzarella. I tend to like white cheeses. You want to try goat cheese? I feel like I've had it before, but I don't remember. It was probably in Norway. Alright, and last of the side stud pieces. Feta is good for similar reasons to blue cheese, but distinct. Yeah, like for me, it doesn't have quite the same flavor profile. Doesn't do it for me the way that blue cheese does. I have had people who didn't really know what I wanted and seen my salads and get me a feta, and I'm like, no, it's blue cheese that I like. Okay, and another 1x1 tile slope there. There we go. Ranunculus. You can always trust LEGO car elements to drive the details home. This flower's core features 4 mudguard elements to create the effect of folded petals. Now, it's interesting that this has actual separate elements for those two, and this integrates them. Bovines don't exist? Not even deep growth? Or stench cows? I love that there is a specific lower planner cow. That's pretty fantastic. There we go, and last one. There we go. All right. Next up, we do the car fenders. And brown inverted 1x2 curved slopes. There's a divine cow you think in Magic the Gathering in one of the newer sets. Divine cows are a pretty common motif in mythology, so... I'm unsurprised. Like, it's just it's kind of amazing just how common that is across mythologies. There we go. There's that. You'd like an Auroch not from Besaid? Too bad. Those are the only Aurochs you get. Okay, here is the final one. There we go. Okay, and then these are on here. Here. Let's try to make them centered just in case that matters. There we go. That's one. And then we do the second one. There we go. Okay, there we go. Get those turned up. Be careful about these. There we go. How does that feel off? There we go. All right. Then we take our curved macaroni pieces. Lunatastic bringing us a raid. Thank you very much. Let me get you a shout out there. How's it going? What were you up to tonight? We are building some flowers. And talking about various things like cows and D&D. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Elder Scrollsin', but online. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I hope you had fun with that. I have not actually done that. Then again, like, that should be obvious by my previous statements of having only played Daggerfall. If you can go to Daggerfall in that and it doesn't look very much like an updated version of Daggerfall, I'd be very disappointed. It's neat because it predates all the games. Oh, that's probably a way to avoid that then. Okay, so there is our two flowers there. Spare parts. We got a 1x1 tile slope in reddish orange, 1x1 quarter cylinder tile in reddish orange, and a bright lime 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. You can start in Daggerfall, but does it look like Daggerfall from Daggerfall? I mean, with updated graphics. Okay, these are on here. Like similar layout. Similar building style. There we go. Pretty good recreation of all the places. All right. I probably won't play because it's online and I don't I don't do online. But that's okay. All right. Next up, bag number 9. Even adds places we haven't seen. Yeah, after... I was kind of surprised that Oblivion was Oblivion rather than another location. When you've got Daggerfall, Morrowind, Skyrim, and it's just like Oblivion. I mean, I guess technically Oblivion's a place, but... So these pieces... This is minifig neckwear for like the ladybug costume had this. Howdy, Shield of Hope. How's it going? Let's see. What are we looking for? We're looking for. Are we doing 2 of these? No, we're just doing 1. All right. Checks time. Yeah, we're running a little over. I had a crash earlier, so that did delay us a little bit. Also, the botanical sets are a little bit more part intensive. They are slower builds overall. And I do still have some more that I will probably be doing next week. Probably be doing that next week. Alright, we got light lavender. 1x1 plates with teeth. There we go. We are actually making 3 of these, so I should probably do that. Oh, I could go for some soup right now. I had a late lunch, and that's about it to eat. And some peanuts. And that's about it. So that's 2. And the 3rd one. I'm waiting for Sheogorath to intercept one of my phone calls to one of the other Daedra lords. There we go. Alright. 1x1 cylinder plates. Okay. And then we use our neck elements. There we go. Let me see what we put on after that. 1x1 cylinder plate. Did we? Yeah, that does go that way. Alright. There we go. Alright, we'll do that. That's a little bit easier. Soup is tasty, but shirts are not. Well, and we all know what the tastiest of soups is. We all know what the tastiest of soups is. That's right! It's breakfast soup! Oh yeah! Breakfast soup, breakfast soup, breakfast soup for the win! It's everyone's favorite. Alright, then we get the leaf element. Ald has gone mad? Why would you say that Ald has gone mad? I'm not the one talking about breakfast soup. That's the old guy. Yeah, I'm the one talking about breakfast soup. Yeah, loves me some breakfast soup. One of these days, Dragon, you're getting buried in that hill of breakfast soup lies? Nah. Nah. Bouvardia. These parts of the flower were originally designed as wings for a Lego ladybug. Exactly like I said. They've been used on at least one other minifig. Okay, and this one goes right in here. There we go. Contemplates mega flaring Ald's area. Whoa! Whoa! My area? That's rude. I need that. All right, 4 candlesticks in bright green. And a 3L bar. I can't believe you'd go that low, Bahamut. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Talking about mega flaring a man's area. Only way to cure me of breakfast soup is to singe my Lego? No, there is no way to, because there's nothing wrong. It's not a disease. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that has nothing to do with it. I can spread breakfast soup around in plenty of other ways. Do breakfast soup for everyone. Woohoo! Oh, I see you. I see you, mosquito. You better stay away from me. You will get strategically murdered if you come close to me. Now we do have an ad starting in just a moment. Even the Skeeter knows my breakfast soup is a lie? I mean, then why do you think he's over here? He wants the breakfast soup. He's heard of the gloriousness of breakfast soup, but he gets none of it. Come back here. Here. Got him. No more mosquito. No more mosquito. Alright, there we go. Those are at little angles there. Which Lego did I sacrifice? None. Why would I do that? I had a tissue nearby. My niece is staying here with her bunny, and I'm allergic to it, so tissues are around. Luckily, I also have some allergy medicine that is working pretty well. Yes. I didn't really take care of the bunny, though. Housemate did. Housemate is still taking care of the bunny, but the bunny is out more. When the bunny is allowed to roam semi-freely, then my my allergies kick in. My niece graduated from university, from college, and her apartment lease was up. but she's going to go visit her dad soon, so she's just here for like a week in the time between lease being up and going to stay with her dad. So, yeah, at this point she does travel with the bunny. And it's not necessarily the easiest or cheapest thing to get bunny sitters, you know? Because then she's going to another university this fall. Alright, spare parts. A green 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. And where is this one going? This one is going right there. There we go. Alright, the final bag. The last remaining flowers. She majored in English. I'm not sure what she's going to be, like, what... Thank you for going on the floor. I'm not sure what, she's going for her master's degree exactly, but it's related. English lit, that kind of thing. Alright, so there's some orange leaves. We've got some... don't try to go on the floor, please. Some green leaves. Not green sleeves, green leaves. And more orange leaves up here. There we go. Alright. Next up... We are doing 2 of these, yep. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think she's planning to get her PhD afterwards as well, so... She's got some schooling ahead of her, and the good thing about planning for that is that... by the time she's done with that, we will definitely have had an election, so... Prospects will hopefully be looking up for her after that. I do want green, yep. Why are ads annoying? Because it's annoying for people to try to get you to do things that you don't want to do, necessarily. Alright, and brown 1x1 cones, and lime green carrot tops. There we go. These kind of look like giant snakes. Weird snakes, but giant snakes. Well, let me put it this way. So, like, the reason why I act the way that I do and feel the way that I feel is that you have to have hope, because if you don't, what's the point of anything? Like, what's the point of fighting if there's no hope? What's the point of doing anything at all if there's no hope? And I want to do things. I want to build more Lego. I want to do more Let's Plays. I want to do more streams. Gotta have hope. Alright, Lily, watch out for this. Watch out, this flower might cast a spell on you. The stamens are made from 6 Lego wands. But how does spite work in that regard? Like, spite towards what? And what do you do with the spite? Like, nothing's permanent. Good or bad, nothing is permanent. That is the important thing to remember, number one. But also, like, it's important to focus on that for the future and stuff. The bad people cannot win forever. They literally cannot. I mean, the good people can't win forever either, but... if you keep trying, keep focusing on the future and everything like that, then things will always get better, in my opinion, eventually. I mean, I'm not saying, like, don't have, like, I think it's perfectly reasonable to have spite towards bad people. Like, I'm not saying otherwise. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that kind of thing doesn't have a place. I'm just saying, like, only spite? Like, you can't live on that. You'll be miserable. Spite doesn't help you create anything. Hope does. So again, I mean, I'm not saying, like, you know, I mean, some reasonable amount of spite is perfectly fine when there are awful people out there. I'm not saying otherwise. But hope is what lets you keep going. Spite doesn't. Unless there are other people with hope too, and trust me, these people that we're dealing with do not have hope. They only have spite. There's a reason why they don't actually create anything these days. Alright, there are those leaf elements. Let's get that. We want these kind of at 60-degree angles, roughly, I think. That wasn't done out of spite. That was a valid game strategy. And again, like there's a difference between only spite and some spite. There's a big difference. You can't live on spite alone, is what I'm saying. That's why you try to enjoy things like watching people's LPs, and that's why I make them. So that there are other things out there. We need hope and happiness and goodness out there, and that's what I like to bring. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of spite towards the people who want to hurt you. There's nothing at all wrong with that. But that can't be the only thing. You gotta have, like, because at that point you're not living for yourself. Like, that's the thing. you gotta live for yourself, and that is where your creativeness comes in. You know, whether you play music or write fanfics or not even novels or nonfiction, whether you draw, you know, whatever it is, even just like building Lego, you know, you gotta live for yourself. You gotta get pleasure out of life. Wasn't there that one time you got a friend to eat some candy and she hated it because it was sour? I mean, again, that wasn't spite. That was literally, this candy is delicious. She wanted to try some. I warned her it was sour, and I found it incredibly funny at just how pinched her face got when she ate it. That wasn't spite. There's no spite there. Like, that was someone trying something new. It was incredibly funny. It wouldn't be a story if she didn't, like, if her face didn't scrunch up like that. But there wasn't pain there. That was just someone not liking, It wasn't even mockery. No, I'm not mocking her. I never once said something like, "Oh, you can't handle it," anything like that. I never once said that. Anything like that, and I wouldn't. But yeah, I'm gonna get a good chuckle out of someone's face screwing up because of something so sour like that. That's amusing. If I did the same thing and it was too sour for me, I would hope my friends would get a good chuckle out of it. As they should. There we go. All right. And these... hold up. Like this. There we go. There we go. Those are really pretty. I like those. Okay, so these go on to... right in here. Right there. And the other one goes on right there. Get on. There we go. All right. Okay, there's the spare sprues. Gold 1x1 cylinder plate with clip. Actually, let me see if there's anything that they want to do with this. Discover more blooming creative tips with your LEGO Insiders account. Okay. Yep, that's it. All right. Gold 1x1 cylinder tile, cylinder plate with underclip. A medium nougat angle bar with stud. A lime green carrot top. And then 4 sets of wands on sprues. So that's 8 wands. I don't know why it came with so many extras. Which is very weird. I'm okay with it. I don't know why so many, though. Alright, so that is the flower arrangement. It's very pretty. I like it. A nice vase as well. And lots of different places to put things as well. Like there's even some connections that aren't used. So very nice. And then, of course, we had our gift with purchase, which is also very cute. But it is about time for us to do some minifigs as we wrap up the stream. Alright, let's see. Let's get out my sheets. Alright, Lego Movie. We are still missing 3 of the figs. I am kind of shocked that we have not gotten these 3 yet. There's not that many left. Alright. Let's get the other dice. Not sure which ones I need right now. Alright, D6. Alright, that's 2, so we're going over here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. Now, to be fair, we haven't gotten through even half of that block, so what are you going to do? And that is a 1. So we're grabbing the very first one. Alright. Okay, start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Let's go ahead and roll a die. 10. That would be the barista. Go ahead and get my timer up. There we go. So get your predictions in. Nadaroge, I got a 12. That would be the taco guy for Taco Tuesday. 3 for Bahamut. That would be Emmett. We've gotten 4. I don't know that there are any more of him left. There might be. Leonin Summoner that summons just Leonins. Come on, Mermaid from Kinshire. I would like to get the Mermaid. I would like to get the Mermaid sooner rather than later, actually. And tonight's guessing starts with a Minotaur Flower Vase Collector. That is a thing. Alright, get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Well, I take a sip of water. Wow, there's still some ice in there. I'm shocked. Very, very shocked. I would have expected it to have melted by now. It's not exactly the coolest in this room. 13 for Ab Cody. That would be Not My Pants guy. Get your predictions in. There's just a few seconds remaining. Wish we had a set for Despicable Me 2 so we could get a tortilla chip hat with guac. There are Despicable Me sets. I don't think I've gotten any of them. It is warm, yeah. It's actually down to 75 out, but it was up to 86 earlier. And I don't have anything. I don't have the windows open though, because it was so warm. I do have a fan on me though. That does help. All right, predictions are just about closed, and there they go. All right. So, oops. Let's go. What is that? That is legs. That is legs. What is that? That feels like hair. Is there anything else that I can feel that that might give this away? That is weird. Oh, is that what I think it is? No, that is definitely not what I think it was. Oh, all right, I know. All right, that took a while, but I finally figured it out. 4151. That is another panda guy. Another panda guy. Let's see if that is correct. Sometimes these suits do throw me off. Yep. Yeah, at first I was feeling this and it was throwing me off, and then I felt this guy. Figured it out. All right. So that was number 15. Let's mark that down. So that is our fifth of that guy. There might be one more, but I don't know. Let's choose the outcome. Once again, that was 4151. So 20 to 50 seconds, complete that prediction. Who is getting the hams? Ab Cody getting all the hams. Very nice. Bahamut and Lord Kane is going for within 20 seconds. No one going for 50 to 60. If I had been a little bit slower, I could have had all these hams myself. And Lel Bunny going for no. Could have had all of the hams myself. Could have had all of the hams myself. If I had just sandbagged a little bit more. See? And he's sticking his tongue out. Because he knows. He knows I could have had those hams. There we go. All right, already marked him down. Okay, next up, Series 13. Okay, D6 to choose our row or column, and that is 6 for that one. We'll roll a D20 because there's still plenty in here. 13. It is a 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Let's start the prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Let's see. Let's roll the D20. 12. All right, so that is Samurai Lady. 8 for Bahamut. That would be the Egyptian Warrior. 5 for Isavan, that would be the Goblin Bandit. 4 for Nadarogei, that would be the Snake Charmer. Do the sheets name these minifigs? They do not. They do not. They have been on the LEGO website. The reason the sheets don't is because then they'd have to print that in multiple languages, and they just print these in one single language, like no language. Let me see. Brickset should have the names. I think it's going to be something like Warlock or something like that. This is Series 13, yeah. Okay, so we have Classic King, we have Sheriff, Unicorn Girl, Snake Charmer, Goblin, Paleontologist, Alien Trooper, Egyptian Warrior, Carpenter, Evil Wizard, Fencer, Samurai, Disco Diva, Hot Dog Man, Lady Cyclops, Galaxy Trooper. So those are the names that we have. Evil Wizard. Abcody got a 4 as well. That would be the Snake Charmer. They've gotten a little bit more interesting these days, I think, with the names. Guess 2 is a Minotaur compiler of flowery poetry and a Leonin herbalist. Okay, predictions are just about closed. I'll get my timer up and ready. And predictions are closed. No, not yet. I did say paleontologist. There's a paleontologist right there. And go. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What is that? That is a weird piece, and it is throwing me off. Nope, all right. 27.83, we have the Lady Cyclops. Need to find that one? You are a paleontologist? Oh, yeah. She has a bone and a little ammonite. She's a great figure. All right, Lady Cyclops it is. Okay, so that was 27.83. And howdy, Malden. How's it going? So let's choose the outcome. So that was 27, so 20 to 50. Complete the prediction. Who is getting the hams? Abcody and Icesovereign both getting the hams this time. Bahamut, Lord Canis, and Kinshir going for within 20 seconds. Still no one going for 50 to 60, and Lel Bunny going for no. I'm doing pretty well. All right. So this matches with the earlier Cyclops they had. Let's see. We got two different eye prints for her. Make the Cyclops, make her a little lidded there. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in on her. So she also has a like wide-eyed versus a little lid with some eyeshadow, matching the earlier Cyclops with a horn and a club. Wish you'd picked up more of the D&D minifigs from last year. They were really good. They were really good. They might still be some out there at various stores. But yeah, I got quite a few myself. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom back out for the Lady Cyclops. Mark her down. That's the first one that we've gotten. There we go. Okay. And next up, we've got, for the final one tonight, Series 27. I'm hoping that they make some more D&D series. I would like that to fit into the rotation that they've been doing. Let's see. Yep. All right. So we don't have any more to fill these up. You picked up the Illithid and the Lady of Pain. Well, I think there were a lot, so you might be able to get them reasonably priced online. All right. That's a 2. So we're going for the top row. Maybe not the Dragonborn. I know that one was really, really popular. All right, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get out our scale. And start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? And get your prediction in. So I will shake it and guess. Let's get onto the weight. I will roll a die, a d12, and then I will weigh it, and we will see. So 6 for Icesovereign, that would be the Pteranodon fan. 7 for Bahamut, that would be the Longboarder. 2 for Nadaroge Eye, that would be the Wolfpack Beastmaster. You know of Pepper Girl, but do you know of Pepper Leonin? I don't. Tonight's final guess is a Minotaur having a rose-tinted glasses perspective. Are you going to keep with these Minotaurs after I get a Minotaur, little bunny? Or are you going to do something else? I ask for no particular reason. I'm wondering if I should force you to change or if you're going to keep doing it no matter what. Not that I have any issue with it either way. I'm genuinely just curious. Is this something that you plan to do until I get that, or is this just something that you plan to do forever? Just out of curiosity. You don't know. That's fair. That's fair. That is perfectly fair. All right, 40 seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. I should get my scanner up and ready so we can scan it before we are done. Oh yeah, the minifig vending machine should be available. It might be available now. I can't remember if it's a June 1st or not. Give you your Minotaur? New. I like to make you suffer. Alright, just a few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in if you have not. And that is it. Alright. So, let's see. Let's shake it a bit. Alright, I'm definitely hearing some small parts. Am I hearing any really small parts? No. I think I'm going to go for the plushie fan. That's going to be my guess, the plushie fan. That's not spite, that's just torture. Spite indicates some level of hate. And I definitely don't hate you, by any means, at all. Alright, D12. Let's see, that is 5. So that is indicating the plushie fan, so I'm going to roll again, so that we definitely have something different. 8. Alright, that is the boogeyman. Okay, and now we weigh it. 17.54. Oh, man. That is almost exactly it. 17.55. Do we have much? Oh, we have others. We have others. So that could be the steampunk guy. I don't think so, because I didn't hear enough small parts. Could be the cat owner. That could be the cat owner. Anything else? It's probably not the jetboarder or the jetpack racer. I didn't hear enough parts, and that was kind of heavy for that. So, oh boy, I'm gonna say that the weight is the cat owner. The cat owner is a possibility, so I'm gonna say that the weight is that, just so that there's full chances for winning besides just no. All right, that is the plush toy collector. All right, that is a guess. That is a correct guess. Nice. I'm so good. I really am amazing. All right, so that is going to be yes with guess. Let's complete that prediction. And who is getting the hams? Bahamut getting all of the hams. Pretty nice. Kinshir going for yes with die roll. Isovan and Lord Canis going for yes with weight. And Lel Bunny going for no. So there is the plushie fan. There we go. Get those on the hands. And the hair. There we go. Let's get a zoom in on the plushie fan. There we go. So the plushies are rather cute. They have shown up in some other sets already as well. They do have little holes in the top, so you can put like bows and stuff on them. And here is the outfit. It has a hoodie. It's a onesie with a hoodie, or a hoodie onesie. Very cute. I love this hairpiece as well. I really like this hairpiece. Originally from the Monkey Kid sets, I think. It's very cute. I'd like some in other colors though. I only know of black and pink actually. But that is our plushie fan. Any fool can make one guess. I have made so many more than one guess though, Little Bunny. So many more than one guess. Because I'm good. I'm just that good. Alright, so that leaves the Boogeyman as the only one left to get. We haven't cleared any of these off. We've gotten 2 of the Hamster Fan, the Jetpack Racer, the Astronomy Fan, Pterodactyl Fan, Longboarder, Steampunk Guy, Cat Owner, and the Pirate Quartermaster. Those are the ones that, like, if we get one more of any of those, then that is out. That is done. So that is going to be where we wrap it up tonight. Let me go ahead and see if there is anyone online to raid. Let's see. Yeah, Zappa's on, so let's go ahead and raid him. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out. We will be back on Friday to start something new. We will be back on Saturday for some more Spelljammer. Next Monday, back for some more Dragon Quest III. And next Wednesday, we will return to some Lego building. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and I shall see you next time. See you then, everyone.